1. The thread that found me. It started with an email I never opened. Just sat there in my inbox for weeks with no subject line, no sender name. When I finally clicked it just to delete it, I noticed the single hyperlink inside, the Memory Shack. That was it. It looked like an old school forum, late 90s, pixelated header, gray background, 4 subcategories, each one labeled by a cryptic phrase. Things we remember that didn't happen, maps of places that shouldn't exist, the sound it makes when you say yes, threads that should not be read. Guess which one I clicked? Episode 2. The rules were meant to be forgotten. At the top of the thread was a giant ASCII warning made of symbols and flickering characters, like it was fighting to be unreadable. Then came the rules. 1. Do not screenshot this page. 2. Do not try to copy or describe what you see here. 3. You may only remember this thread once per day. 4. Never return to a post that already changed. 5. If you see your own name, log out immediately. 6. You were never here. 9. I wish I'd stopped reading, but I kept scrolling. One user's comment just said, "Don't read my post. Please, I'm sorry. I had to tell someone. It's in the walls now." I clicked it anyway. Episode 3. My house isn't mine anymore. After reading that post, something started changing in my apartment. It wasn't haunted. It was aware. The outlets hum in tones that resemble my voice. The layout changes if I'm not looking. I've found doors I swear weren't there before, leading to rooms I never built. I tried to post on the thread again, asking for help. My message was instantly deleted. But then, at 3:13 a.m., my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You've remembered too much. Episode 4. The people who don't exist anymore. Every day now, a name vanishes from my phone contacts. A photo I know I took disappears from my gallery. People at work talk about someone I've never heard of until I check the forum and see them mentioned there. Always in past tense. It's like the thread isn't just a forum, it's a filter. And the more I remember, the less real I become. I found a post called "How to Forget the Thread, but You Won't Like It." It contained a ritual and a price. Episode 5. The only way to forget. To forget the thread, I had to perform a ritual involving burning an item from childhood, listening to a looping sound file until my ears bled, and speaking a sentence in a language I couldn't read. I did it. But here's the twist. I still remember, just one phrase, echoing endlessly in my brain. You read the thread, now you are the thread. Episode 6. Why you shouldn't be listening to this. This is your warning. The thread doesn't live on the internet anymore. It lives in memory. Anyone who hears about it can find it, if they remember it exists. You're already in danger. If you wake up tomorrow and your furniture is in the wrong place, if a door leads to a hallway that shouldn't be there, if a stranger calls you by a name you don't recognize, you'll know the thread found you too. You should have never listened. You should have never remembered. But now you do. And it's too late to forget. Series. I uncovered a hidden forum thread no one was meant to read, a digital horror epic about memory, identity decay, and a forum that feeds on attention. Episode 1. The thread that found me. Narration style: calm, skeptical at first, builds tension as the email is opened, include glitchy ambient sounds, subtle static under narration. It started with an email I never opened, just sat there in my inbox for weeks with no subject line, no sender name. When I finally clicked it, just to delete it, I noticed the single hyperlink inside. The Memory Shack. I thought it was a spam link, but curiosity, like always, did what it does best. Narrator explores the forum layout. It's old school, 90s style. 4 strange categories, one labeled "Threads That Should Not Be Read." Of course, that's the one I clicked. Episode 2. The rules were meant to be forgotten. Narration style: focused, with a rhythmic cadence as each rule is read, almost hypnotic. A distant hum builds as the rules are listed. At the top of the thread was a glitching block of text, a warning wrapped in code. Then came the rules, 6 of them. And Rule 5 is what broke something in me. If you see your own name, log out immediately. Narrator reads a user post that says, "It lives in the things you forget. It wants you to remember. That's the trick." Then narrator scrolls down and sees their own name in a post timestamped 7 minutes ago. Episode 3, the memory leak begins. More paranoid. distorted echoes of the narrator's voice in the background, layered whispering as they describe the house. I tried to ignore it, log off, go back to work, pretend it didn't happen. But things slipped. My fridge was on the wrong side of the kitchen. My cat meowed like it didn't know me. A notebook I always kept on my desk, gone, replaced with a smaller one with a broken spine and a sticky note. Don't write it down. That's how it reads you. At 3:13 a.m., their phone vibrates. A text, "You've remembered too much. Make room." Episode 4. People are being unwritten narration style. Cold and analytical at first, slowly breaking down into panic as names vanish. I looked through my phone the next day. 4 contacts were gone. Friends, family, no trace. The forum had a new pinned thread. Casualties of containment breach number 4, March update. One name on the list, mine. Narrator finds videos on their phone where they're talking to someone, but that person isn't there. Silence where dialogue should be, blanks where faces should appear. It's not deleting people, it's replacing them. With what, I still don't know. Episode 5. They called it The Collector of Recalled Things. Narration style, dreamlike, hallucinatory, describes symbolic images with haunting audio cues. Narrator finds a buried post. There was never a virus. The forum is a memory contagion. It attaches to forgotten things. It feeds on your attempts to remember it. They learn of an ancient digital entity called the Collector of Recalled Things. It's not an AI, it's a god built out of deleted emails, memory holes, broken cache files, and the places in your brain where names used to be.
Episodes The Ritual to Forget. Narration style?
Desperate, pained, ritual described in precise, terrifying detail. I found a user named VEed thread. They posted instructions. To forget the forum, you must burn a memory, destroy a personal object tied to your first loss, then recite the phrase at 3:13 a.m. while playing the file. Narrator performs the ritual, burns an old diary, cuts a finger, listens to a file called feedback33.wave, which sounds like someone trying to imitate a dial-up modem with their mouth. The house shook. A door appeared in the hallway I've walked down 1,000 times. And then I remembered something I've never experienced. Episode 7, The Place Where Forgotten Things Go. Narration style, cinematic, exploratory, surreal spatial descriptions. They open the new door in their apartment. Inside is a white space, full of static. Floating above the floor are things from their life they thought were lost forever. Toys, letters, an ex's toothbrush, a broken flash drive. And in the center, something pulsing, watching me with a face made of scrambled memories. It opened its mouth and my childhood best friend's voice came out. We were never real. You just remembered us too vividly. Episode 8. Terrifyingly calm. Use layered audio, childlike voice underneath a mechanical one. Narrator confronts the collector. It speaks in riddles. You asked to remember. You clicked. You scrolled. You came here willingly. You tagged yourself with memory. I do not eat minds. I eat the cracks between minds. I feast on things you almost forgot. I am the echo of your bookmarks. I am the memory of a dead link. It offers a trade. Give me someone you love permanently, and I will erase your knowledge of the thread. Episode 9. The narration style, raw, emotional, introspective. Narrator contemplates the deal. They choose not to trade anyone. I'd rather be haunted than hollow. I'll carry this virus. I'll tell others. Maybe that's the trap, but maybe it's also the cure. They return to the surface. The world is slightly wrong now. The sky stutters. Street signs spell gibberish. People look at the narrator, then look away like they're trying not to see a memory they shouldn't have. Episode 10. Why you shouldn't be listening to this. Narration style, whispered, directly addresses the listener. Fourth wall shattered. You shouldn't be listening to this. You're already infected. That's how it spreads. Through stories, through memory, through curiosity. The collector knows your name now. You may feel something missing tomorrow. A scent, a song, a face. If you try to remember it, it will come for you too. You didn't just hear this story. You remembered it. Final line, whispered, and now it remembers you.